Have you ever watched two strong leaders, both competent, both respected, slowly tear a team in half? It doesn't happen out loud. It happens in confusion, slowly and gradually. One says, come on, move fast. The other says, okay, wait, let me check that out. Let's wait for approval. And somewhere in the middle, your team stops breathing. In this video, we'll unpack why conflicting leadership styles paralyze teams and how to spot the hidden signs of cognitive overload and how behavioral mapping transforms tensions into synergies. Inside every organization, there's a moment when two powerful minds collide. One is analytical, structured, and careful. The other is bold, intuitive, and fast. Individually, they shine, and together they cancel each other out, creating a lot of chaos. And here's what happens on the ground. Deadlines shift weekly because the definition of priority changes constantly. People hesitate to take initiative because they're unsure who they have to please. And the atmosphere feels tense even when no one's arguing. This is what neuroscience calls cognitive interference. Your brain receives two opposite instructions at once, and instead of choosing, it freezes. Cortisol spikes, creativity shuts down, and your best people burn out from this kind of stress. Through the EPA Behavioral Mapping Method, we can visualize this polarity in leadership with great precision. One leader's map might show high structure and caution, moving at a slower pace. The other shows maybe high determination and high risk-taking and no love for systems or protocols. Obviously, neither one is wrong. They're simply pulling in different energetic and strategic directions. So we must place these two maps side by side and everything becomes clear, because what one calls thorough, the other one actually calls slow. And what one calls decisive, the other one calls reckless. There's a bunch of judgment around the situation right now at the status quo. And this isn't a personality clash, and it should not be treated as such. It's a behavioral polarity. So we must make it visible so that it becomes manageable. What happens usually is that when both leaders can see their maps, the conflict loses its emotional charge. It's no longer you versus me. It's, oh, you have this pattern. Oh, I have this pattern. And that's when the alchemy begins. The structured leader becomes the anchor through which the business can scale and grow and stay liquid. The dynamic leader becomes the engine that will increase revenue and bring the brand worldwide and stay ahead of competitors. Together, they generate what I call strategic flow, a rhythm where precision meets momentum. I've said it many times and I say it again. There's no judgment in behavior mapping. Behavior mapping rests upon win-win agreements and action plans where both leaders evolve in the process. If your organization has two managers who keep contradicting each other, or if you feel trapped between them, it's time to bring clarity to the surface. Let's map their behavior. Let's visualize the polarity and let's transform friction into flow. Find out more by clicking on the links below and let's get in touch. Once you see the behavioral data, confusion disappears and evolution and alignment finally begin.